So today we're going to make a version of a frittata. Frittata, as they would say in Italy. Um, frittata is Italian, but we're going to make it a country frittata today. And there's no hard and fast rule about making a frittata. Basically, it's eggs, some kind of vegetable, um, some kind of protein, some cheese, maybe some other stuff. Throw it all together, put it in the oven and bake it. But today, like I said, we're going to do kind of a mashup between Italy and the American South. So first, bacon. And if you want to render a lot of fat out of your bacon, cook it on a lower temperature. It doesn't affect the quality of the bacon or the crispiness of the bacon, or however you like your bacon. It just gets more fat out the lower heat you cook it on. So I have it on like a little bit below medium because I want to render as much fat as possible out of this, because there's going to be some hot sausage that's going to be cooked in the bacon grease. There's going to be some peppers and onions cooked in there. I think that's about it. But I'll see you when it's time to do some more stuff. This bacon's still got to cook. Alright, time for the bacon to come out. We're just going to sit this on some paper towel. Oops. Come on, bacon. I'm going to sit this on some paper towel. You don't want it, well, personally, I don't want it super crispy for a frittata. I love my bacon crispy. If I'm going to have it on the side or in a sandwich or something, but not in a frittata. So, then those 3 little pieces of bacon gave me the amount of bacon grease that I want. So to that, I'm going to add both some hot country pork sausage and some peppers and onions at the same time. And while that's cooking, I'll get my eggs beaten. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so in here now I've got onion, green bell pepper, red bell pepper, orange red pepper, yellow red pepper. That's what I had left. I'm getting rid of it. And I've seasoned that with some Italian seasoning. There's also some minced garlic in there, but I put some Italian seasoning. I didn't put any salt. And some crushed red pepper. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I can see it. Now, normally I would sit here and the sausage, I would break it up. I would keep going like this while I was cooking. I'm feeling lazy at the moment. So I'm just going to cook it in big pieces like that, and when it's done and I'm mixing everything together to go in the frittata before I bake it, I'll just crumble it up. So 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Now for you 1%ers, 2%ers, 3%ers, or people who say that pork makes them sick, I guess rarely that's true, or whatever your excuse is for not eating pork. I have made this using turkey bacon. I've made it with beef sausage. I've made it with turkey sausage, chicken apple is really good. Chicken cheddar is also good, but you don't have to use pork if you don't want to. A frittata, you make it your own. Whatever herbs and spices that you and your family like, whatever. Just do it. The key is layer the flavor. Every component gets flavor. Bacon, you don't do. I'm not doing anything to because it's bacon. The sausage, I'm not doing anything to because it's already hot sausage. I don't need to do anything to it. These bad boys, yes, I'm doing something to it. The eggs, yes, did something to it. So now, let's move over to the eggs. I'm doing a small frittata today. So in here I have 6 eggs, a little bit of milk, some parsley, a little salt, some black pepper, some garlic powder, some onion powder, and a little cream cheese. And we're just gonna mix this up like I'm doing scrambled eggs and then set it off to the side. Okay, so now I got my egg beaten well enough. To this, I'm going to add some sharp cheddar cheese. I'm not going to go crazy with the cheese and the egg right now. I like my frittatas a little on the cheesy side. Kind of like some of y'all's tastes and clothes. But anyway, that's another story. I've seen you. And because this is an Italian dish, we're going to add some Italian cheese. Just a touch to the egg. And because we're going to add more to the top of it when it goes into the oven. Before it goes into the oven, I should say. So this is a very nice, melty, stringy cheese. So this is mozzarella, provolone, parmesan, fontina, asiago, and that goes in there. And then we're going to beat it a little bit more and then set it off to the side. Oops. There we go. And yes, I did switch bowls. I don't know what the hell I was thinking with that other one. Way too small for what I needed to do. And to be able to whisk effectively. Somebody once asked me, why don't you do a video on how to whisk eggs? And I'm like, yeah, no. If you don't know how to whisk an egg, then you need to go look at other videos, not mine. Okay, and again, notice I'm not saying measurements about how much this and that and the other thing except for 6 eggs. Like I said, I'm doing a small frittata. Usually I do it with a dozen. So, sausage and the peppers are just about done. I have some patata for my frittata. Just about done. So, I'm going to come back and show you how to get this done. Alright, let's get this bad boy assembled, shall we? So, excuse me. First, put in our egg mixture. Come on, everybody in the pool. Get out. Okay. Now, oh, I'm burning my hand. So now I'm going to add in, doesn't really matter what order you do this. I would just suggest putting the egg in first. It'll save you some stirring. So now in goes the bacon. I've also made this with prosciutto and prosciutto and bacon. Each one has a different flavor. Next, we're going to add in some tater tots. These have just been seasoned with salt and pepper, just salt, excuse me. Don't turn your nose up at it. And I cooked these so they were really crispy because obviously they're going to be sitting in a liquid. Now the sausage has been crumbled, the peppers are ready, and I drained the grease from these. And now, give it a quick stir. Stir it. That's good. This is ungreased casserole dish, by the way. If you were using a something like that, like a dark non-stick, you might want to put a little bit of butter on it or some olive oil, but you don't need a lot. So now I'm going to put some more cheese on top. Whoops, excuse me, not ready. Put some more shredded cheddar on top, like this. I'm not trying to get it completely covered. As a matter of fact, I want, because it's gonna bubble, and I want some of that bubbling action to come up through the cheese. Like so, as I make a mess, because I'm trying to do this with one hand. Okay, that's enough of the cheddar. And now we're gonna go back to the cheese. This is what I'm using, like I said. The Italian cheese, rather. We'll go back to that. And then it's going to go in an oven, preheated to 350. And I don't really have a time frame for you. I'm going to start looking at it at about the 25-minute mark. You want it to be firm set. You don't want it to be, well, excuse me, I want it to be firm set. Some other folks out there on the internet and on the web will tell you you want the middle, the center, soft set. I don't. I want it firm set. It'll still be fluffy and it won't be overcooked. So, there we go. Now, the last thing I'm going to do to Mr. Frittata here is sprinkle on, wait a minute, I need room. The last thing I'm going to do is sprinkle on some Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. Just a little bit. Just a light bit, because it's going to add some crunch to it. Another layer of flavor, another layer of texture. Alright. And now, alright, it's out. Normally I let it cool for a little while. Actually, I think I still will. But I am going to slice into it now. Okay, you can see it's not sticking to the sides. I'm actually pulling it away. Alright, let it cool for a while. There we go. See? Time to eat.